Welcome to Yard Prep. I am your host, Kai Chan Chisholm. Joining me as always to my right is Michael Christian. Below me is Juan Cardona and Mr. Throw the damn ball himself, Royal A. Shepherd.
Thanks.
We are here with Yard Prep. We might see Ethan Skolnick. We don't know. We did send him the link. Ethan is at the stadium, so we might get an Ethan Skolnick at Hard Rock Stadium. Who knows if we will get it or not. However, the inactive list has came out. We will talk about that in a second. A reminder that this show is sponsored by ThriveFantasy. You can use our link down below in the description to go on to ThriveFantasy and use our promo code. That's 5FINS. That's the number 5 FINS to get a $100 match on your first deposit. It is an instant match, and you can use that money. It's right there. It's right there for you. Use it on anything. They make it easy for you. The only deal with the star players, you don't have to deal with anything else, like possibly getting screwed over and drafting 2 running backs to get injured, or just being in a bad situation in your fantasy team. So you can play fantasy every single week. Take your chances. Don't be stuck. Don't be upset and depressed like I was when Christian McCaffrey got injured. Boys, how are we feeling today?
I'm all right.
I'm a man, Kachi Chisholm.
Sorry, men. How are we feeling tonight?
Wow.
The man feeling good.
That's all he wanted to set up for.
I'm not with him, so that's for sure.
You're not feeling good. Is that what you're saying?
I'm feeling.
Is that what you're insinuating?
There, right?
Sounds like it.
I'm not feeling like super down, right? I think there's a chance they win today. I'm also not like, hell yeah, this team's got it figured out, because they don't.
Interesting, considering your picks. We'll go from there. Juan, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. There is absolutely no excuses today.
He's
That's
lying
how I'm
so
feeling.
much.
There is no, absolutely not. We're talking about their whole 2/5, 3/5 of the offensive line is out. Their rookie D end is out. They have a lot out, man. And I understand we have Dieter out. I understand we have a couple other players out. But I would think we are favored against an 0-3 team at home. I'll throw it to you guys. I don't know.
I think technically we're not, right?
Are we not?
Are
we really not?
Well, no, because technically,
What?
I think we're -2. So technically, they're
push.
better than us by a point.
Yeah, because of that
Technically,
3.5 swing.
Yeah, because
Wow.
it's a 3-point home field advantage.
Okay.
Well, update from Ethan Skolnick. He says he's walking 30 minutes from his car to the stadium. So he's like, as soon as he sits down, then he'll send me a text and see if we're still live so that he can join us.
So we will get Ethan J. Skolnick on
At some point.
I mean, are we
probably soon here. So the spread,
Yeah, go ahead.
the spread is Dolphins -2, Colts +2.5 right now, with the over under 42.5 points.
Yeah.
That's where we currently lie, and this is according to thelines.com. So take it for what you want to.
I mean, I'm just a little.
Believe.
Let's be honest. I'm a little worried about Dieter being out.
Facts.
Like,
Drake Lance.
Dieter's been our best offensive lineman all year,
Ooh, that's so crazy.
which is the last thing anybody ever would have thought to say. So we just lost our best guy. So now what do we? Who knows?
Well,
maybe his communication was terrible, and that's why the offensive line wasn't working. And now Greg Mance comes in, and we're like, "Well, we're
Anyways,
all super wrong." But that's not gonna
speaking
happen.
of,
can I just ask real quick? Wouldn't it be some shit if, legitimately, we think Austin Jackson and Jesse Davies are the problem, and they replace Kinley and Dieter, and that problem's just fixed? Wouldn't that be some backwards ass Dolphin solution? I could for sure see that.
yes, it would be. And speaking of guys that aren't going to
Aaron
be
knows.
playing. Speaking of guys that aren't going to be playing today, and Aaron does know, the show it'll be crazy on Tuesday if something bad happens. Inactive list for the Miami Dolphins features 2 of Juan's favorite players, one that's been on there consistently, one that's back on there, and then a second straight week for Preston Williams.
Wow.
Albert Wilson now off of the inactive list. He was inactive, of course, last week.
Hunter's back on it.
Hunter is back on after the 4 tight ends that we had last week. Now, instead of 4 receivers, 5. Preston on the inactive list. Noah back on that as well.
Albert's back active.
Yes. How do we feel? I mean, I know it's not really any I guess the biggest thing is Preston, right? Because Hunter Long. He's a rookie tight end. I think everyone can say you don't really expect a lot of tight ends in their rookie season. That's just not typically what you see. So he's coming along, but he's inactive again. Noah inactive again, which has become common. Trill Williams inactive, which has been every single week. Greg Little, I think almost every single week except for one. And then Preston Williams now back-to-back weeks. Do we have any thoughts? And I'll start with you first, Mike. Do we have any thoughts on Preston Williams being inactive again? Because I guess it's the biggest name that we have here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's weird to see him being inactive so often just because, I mean, he's a good receiver. I don't think anybody can take that away from him. I think just the way they play, though, with a lot of those screens, a lot of those short routes, hoping that they can break a tackle and go long, that's not really Preston's thing. If they're not really throwing it up deep or hitting him on some one-on-one balls on the outside, they're not really doing that much with Devontae. No point in having two guys that do that. It makes sense to have him inactive, but from a talent perspective, it doesn't. I don't agree with it, right? I'm like, if you're going to keep having Preston Williams inactive, just trade him. Somebody can find use for him because I think Preston Williams is a really good wide receiver. He has some injury history, which is going to be rough for him to shake through. But if he does get over that, I think he's a guy that can easily get 850, 950 yards per season moving forward if he can keep it together from a health perspective.
Royal, considering that your name is throw the damn ball, and we do have now an inactive wide receiver, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I'm kind of with Michael on the Preston Williams and Devontae Parker thing. They're essentially duplicates of each other. I mean, and just being fair, Preston Williams misses games every year, so him being inactive is par for the course, especially considering
it's like he's injured anyways.
Right, so it's especially
like
considering the depth of the wide. Yeah, they're stashing them for when Devontae Parker gets injured. Then they'll just slot Preston Williams in, and you won't have both of them out at the same time. So, I mean, look, you hate to see it from a talent perspective. I do believe he deserves to be on the active roster over somebody like an Albert Wilson. But, I mean, if you're just going to wait for the inevitable where one of the wide receivers is getting hurt anyway, and you're banking on it being Devontae Parker like it is all the time, then might as well have your, backup Devontae Parker ready to go when the time comes.
Facts.
Juan?
Yeah, I found it interesting because last week we had Albert, Preston, and then we had 5 tight ends active. And I figured that was partly because of Will coming back. But because Will's still active today, and then we activated Albert, and then we deactivated Hunter, I mean, to me, it's like, at best, it's like Preston's like a 6th or 7th receiver at this point. And that's just because there's really no value for him special teams wise. So it's not like you could try to sneak him in there and have him do other things. It'd be strictly just to play wide receiver. So I don't, it's hard for him to crack it. And it sounds like to me, it's almost like what Royal and Michael saying, where it's, he's just there in case of Devontae. And as soon as Devontae goes down, it's like, all right, Preston, you've been chilling, bro. Like, get in there and, last until Devontae gets healthy and then, like, literally alternate them.
Do you guys think that, and I know, Mike, that you mentioned it, and we'll talk about the Colts inactive list here in a second because it is with a lot of big names as well. Yeah, which is why I think when we get into the game itself, there will be a lot of maybe not hard, but very to the point takes from all 4 of us, in my personal opinion, once we get into the actual game. But, like, do you guys think with Preston that there is a chance that they move him and not just hold him, like hold him out to be that Devontae replacement? Do you think that someone would maybe bite, or let's say he's included in some deal for another person? Do you think that is a possibility, or do you think that they're just like it is just holding Preston in case of emergency, kind of that breaking like DEFCON 5 or 1, whichever one's the highest in case of emergency type of thing?
I think they are holding him. I think they're holding him more from an emergency injury standpoint, just because they know they don't have anything else. Also,
what would you trade him for? If someone came knocking at your door, what's the compensation that you're saying where you're like, all right, cool.
Here's what I stand, right? If he's inactive and he was an undrafted player, I don't see how you can turn down basically anything for him, right?
Like if someone comes in with like a 7th or like a 6th.
I'm not doing that. Like, I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Like
that's just no value for me to where like.
Right, but if they're not going to play him, what are we doing?
If Ross wants to pay that money for him to just sit on the bench, I mean, it ain't my money. I don't give a shit. Like
he's not. He's making like 890,000.
Yeah, like he's on a rookie undrafted deal, and then it's a 17-game season with Will Fuller, Devontae Parker, Jalen Waddle, Albert Wilson. So these guys are all injury prone.
I think the thing with Preston is, I mean, what is it? Every preseason that he's had, right? Because he didn't have this past one. I mean, he blows it out of the water, and everybody talks about how Preston looks great, right? His first one, I think he had Xavier Howard talking about how, oh, this guy's going to be the next great wide receiver. Trust me. Then the second one, you had all the reporters saying, oh, listen, this guy looks like he's Pro Bowl bound, like he looks ready to go. He always starts off the season slow, has a bunch of drops, and then gets injured 2 games after he really breaks out. Like, what do we... I think he's a great talent, but man, if you can't figure that out, that was Devontae's problem with what? First 5 years of his career? First 4?
I think if they were going to trade him, then they would have played him. Because that's the only way that you can gain any value in terms of being able to trade him for more than what you were talking about as a 6 or 7. He has the talent to fetch you maybe a 4 or a 5.
He has the talent to be a starter.
He'll be a free agent at the end of the year as well.
But that's what I'm saying, though. But it's like, if
thing.
I'm going to try and get that 4 or 5, then I would play him to show him off a little bit to move him. But, I mean, he's been inactive damn near every game. So, I mean, that value.
And tweeting about it as well. That's another thing.
So that value's probably tanked. And so at this point, I think they're keeping him just for the sake of what we talked about earlier, which is to play him in case of an injury.
Yeah.
So before we get into the game today and what we expect and matchups and everything that we do every single week here, I do want to bring in another one, the current inactives. Now we know that the Indianapolis Colts are going to be without Quentin Nelson as he's on injured reserve. But the inactives today, Jacob Eason, Kwity Paye, who they drafted this year, Braden Smith, one of their top offensive linemen, Kari Willis, Antoine Woods, and Rock Ya-Sin, draft pick from 2 years ago, I believe, Rock Ya-Sin, or a year ago. He might have been in the 2 years ago.
Quentin Nelson not on this because he came up, like they said he was
on
out.
He's on IR.
He's on IR.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
got a little scared.
For Quentin Nelson, no, he's out. So you're out 2 of your top offensive linemen. One of them who is arguably the best offensive lineman in the game, and then the other one who is one of your top offensive tackles, your starting offensive tackle, and I believe they also just recently signed him to a contract extension. So right now for the Colts, it's not looking great from that point, and I want to get into kind of the keys to the game, and I'm guessing that some of it's going to be along the lines of getting to the quarterback, considering the fact that they are without so many offensive linemen. Yeah. And I'll start with you, Juan. What are your keys
Jonathan
to this
Taylor.
game?
That is the one key.
Stopping Jonathan Taylor or Jonathan Taylor?
I guess both. You got me there.
The Colts. I think what he's saying is if the Colts can work Jonathan Taylor, they win. If the Dolphins can stop him, they win.
Yeah, and it's just like he has like the 3rd most carries in the red zone, and he still has yet to like score with those carries. And like my gut, man, like my heart and like my mind say like there's no way we lose to this beat up Colts team. But like my gut, it's like, man, like they have the recipe for like a little letdown game, man. Like an 0-3 team, potentially run it down our throats. Darius Leonard, like I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
I have the same question, Darth.
Yes,
I don't know what to do, bro.
Yes. So here's wait. So real quick, here's my fantasy philosophy with something like that. I usually play people who are playing against the Miami Dolphins because it goes 2 ways. One, if he kills the Miami Dolphins, he won't
trade me a Miami Dolphin, that asshole.
Yeah, no, I won't. If the Dolphins get creamed and this player has a great day, then I'm like, well, at least I got the fantasy points for it. But if they have a bad day, sure, I might have lost my fantasy game, but that means the Dolphins probably did pretty good. So it's a win-win in that scenario.
By the way, Justin James has the best comment so far. He put O'Doyle rules, and I absolutely love that, bro.
That would be so great. But again, another one that Juan has no idea what we're talking about.
Bro, I didn't even bother to tune in for that one. I knew that. I didn't know that shit.
O'Doyle rules.
O'Doyle rules is the best, man.
That's a legit movie, though.
Listen, that's not a bad. He's no longer 2 sprains. He is 1 sprain. But hey, he's probably a guaranteed 1 and/or 2 turnovers if we had.
I may or may not, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. Have the Colts defense starting in one of my fantasy leagues somewhere.
Oh, I played the Raiders last week. The Raiders defense last week. It is what it is with this.
The Bengals were supposed to like help me, and then they let the Jaguars.
What Juan said, right, where he's like, this is just, the Dolphins should win because of the way that the Colts are looking health wise, just the way they've looked all season. But he's like, there's something inside me. I think Dolphins fans, we have this extra appendage or something that's a growth, right? That just makes us doubt everything, right? When things look good, we have to doubt it. We just have to doubt it because nothing's ever really worked out. So when we talk about this game and we talk about it in ways where it's like, look, if you look at this on paper, the Dolphins are the better team by
100%.
far.
Yeah.
Right. There's like, it's not close in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
The issue is that you haven't really seen it work out. The best things you've had is what, maybe 3 to 4 offensive drives this season.
Yeah.
And then defensively, they have those really good moments, but then they're out on the field.
They're
so
32nd in third downs. They have 5 sacks.
No, but that's why I said moments. Chill out. That's why I said moments. I
They're
said
6th
moments.
worst in the run defense.
I said moments.
But Mike, just to kind of piggyback off what you're saying, like this is unfamiliar territory to me, right? Because it's like when I watch Green Bay struggle, I can see one play from Aaron Rodgers and I'll be like, "We back! It's about to get on track and everything." Like as opposed to the Dolphins, where it's like, thank you, but as opposed to the Dolphins, where it's like from the outside looking in.
Hold up, Royal.
Darth,
thank you, Darth.
Jarrah 80. Thank you for the $4.99,
bro.
And thanks for answering. Shut up, bro. Thanks for answering the question. Thanks for answering the question.
You watch anime, you should know.
But bro, it's like the phrasing of this this comment is wrong. So it's.
But it doesn't matter. We like him because he donated.
Yes. Thank you. I said thank you
because he's always watching. He always watches on
Thank you,
Thursdays.
Darth. We appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. But with the Dolphins, it's like from the outside looking in, it's kind of like you expect the Dolphins to do kind of what you guys are talking about, where it's like the Dolphins are going to Dolphin. You know, they're going to put themselves in position to win a game and then they're going to lose it, or they're just not going to they're not going to take the step that they're supposed to take. And that's kind of what Juan's gut is about this game. Like, the fact that everybody's so confident that we should beat this team is the exact reason why the Dolphins will lose it. And
well, that's what the Dolphins have done forever. They beat the teams like it would. The Dolphins would lose today. The sky would be falling, and then for whatever reason, they'll blow out the Buccaneers. Like the Dolphins.
I was more confident.
That is genuinely the most Dolphins thing that. Bro,
I was more confident about the Dolphins beating the Patriots at least one time every year during the Tom Brady era than anything else about the Dolphins. I knew at least one of those games the Dolphins would win one of them, and they always did like clockwork, bro. And that to me is emblematic of what they are, bro. One game they're going to look like the Dolphins. The next game they're going to make the Patriots look like the Dolphins.
I just think, and this is what I'm talking about. We talked about it a bit on Thursday. We didn't get a chance to ask Juan because he wasn't there. To me, this is a must-win. This is a must-win.
Oh, easily.
You can't let this game slip.
You can't let this game slip. You want to deal with me after 1-3, heading into 1-4.
We don't deal with you. We deal with Randy.
Even you. You're right.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't see how it cannot be a must-win.
Yeah.
Right.
So
considering how bad the Colts look,
has to. Not even just because of the Colts. It's just bro. You're digging yourself a hole, and it's like, okay, sure, there's 17 games, but eventually it's like enough.
I'm gonna do the thing, Michael. This is not a must-win game.
How is it not a must-win game though?
We talked about this.
I know, but you're being dumb.
You're being dumb. Talked till like 1 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, bro. Like,
we had such a great time with Juan out there.
It sounds like it.
But no, look, bro. You're not playing with your real quarterback, bro. You're not playing with your complete complement of players, and who knows what type of run you can go on when you have them back. You know what I mean?
I understand that, but you put yourself in a position where if you constantly say to yourself, well, we don't have to this isn't the real team, we can make it up later, by the time later comes, you have to play perfectly. You lose even one of those games that they should win, right? Games against the Giants, against the Panthers, against timeout. I know, that's what I'm saying. I know you feel a different way about it, Juan. Yeah. But you lose one of those games, your season is derailed because you lost games that you should have won earlier on.
Yeah. But what if you're legitimately the second best team in this division? And you could pull out that second game versus Buffalo, and you get the games versus the Jets that we all believe that they can win both of.
They need to win both games against
exactly. If you already got one up on the Patriots, the Miami Dolphins, there's a problem.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you go on and you sweep the Patriots, you sweep the Jets, and you get the next game versus Buffalo, then you're still right there.
Whoa! Stop! That is not a conversation. That is not a conversation we can have until next year. We can't have a conversation about beating the Bills until next year. No shot.
Why? You got another game against Buffalo this year.
Because the last two games versus the Bills. We are getting
they look-
outscored 91
56
to
or
26.
something.
They look
Oh,
they
there
look
you go.
leagues ahead of you with Jacoby Brissett as your starting quarterback.
They look leagues
And
ahead of
this
us with
team
2-2
still-
last year, and Matt Barkley killed us too.
But listen, no, this team was still that team didn't have anything to play for. Well, they were playing for a playoff.
I appreciate your optimism, Royal, but I will be a little bit of the realist here and tell you we are completely built to get destroyed every single week against the Bills. Even think about this. Think about this. Even in a week where I don't even think Josh Allen cracked 200. I might be wrong, but I don't think Josh Allen cracked 200
it was just
against.
barely. Yeah.
You talking about in the last game of last year?
No,
This
talking
first
about
game.
this game.
That was the best game
week
we've ever
two,
played against.
I don't
Josh
think
Allen.
Josh Allen cracked 200 yards, and they busted us 35-0, bro.
Right, but then again,
To be fair, okay, but to be fair,
you slowed down Josh Allen to probably his worst game versus Miami.
But your offense isn't producing. Like you got
the offense wasn't able to do anything. Let's not.
Look. Here's the thing. If we bring it back to this,
Josh Allen went 17 for 33, 179, 2 touchdowns and an interception. His average yard per throw, I guess, was 5.4.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? We can talk about the rest of the
worst
season
rating all season.
You need to win games like today, even if it is your backup quarterback, because, and this is something that hurts me to say because I'm wearing the motherfucking jersey. None of us have any guarantees that when Tua does come back, he is going to play every game between then and the end of the season.
That's fair. I feel like
so when you have games that are handed to you the way that the Raiders game was. We can all agree that the game was handed to us multiple times, and you don't take advantage of it.
Anyways, keys to the game.
We can't win. So
let's get. I asked Juan, I guess Mike, Royal, whichever one you wants to go next. Like your key to the game, and then we'll get into kind of players that we want to see have a good game. Royal, we'll go with you first.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna echo what Juan was saying, where I think the running game, the Colts running game, is going to be the key to this game. Like whether we can stop it, whether or not they can produce, that's going to be what happens. We're not expecting much from Carson Wentz on them 2 bum ass ankles. We are expecting. I'm still expecting the defense to come in and play lights out. They just can't be on the field the whole goddamn game. And if the offense can sustain any kind of drives, even if it's just 3 or 4 of them, if they can sustain 3 or 4 drives, then they should be able to come out with a victory in this game.
I'll go with something a little different, and I'm going to say that I think the special teams unit has to step it up a bit. I think they have to help bridge the gap between what our defense is doing, and what our offense isn't able to do. Whether it's punt return coverage or whether it's whoever's returning the punt helping to flip the field, right? If you can put our offense in a situation where they're starting on our own 40, right, as opposed to all the way back,
even like our own 30.
Right.
Even I feel like that's I guess because
if the special teams can put them in a situation where it's a little bit easier on the offense, I think that's going to be a huge help because I think the defense is going to do their thing. The offense is, in my opinion, going to be just as inconsistent as it has been all year. But if you can make it just slightly easier, because we saw what the offense did when the defense got them the ball back, basically in the red zone, right? I think they were within the 30 or something like that when they started that drive that Malcolm Brown scored on. Right, so if you can get a little bit of that
going,
on
like the 35, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
so it was like a 28-yard touchdown. Something.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on Jakeem, who I think needs to show up in some way where he's useful from a return game, and I'm also gonna put it on Jason Sanders because look, I understand that Jason Sanders is a good kicker. It happens sometimes you miss on a team where you don't know what you're gonna get out of your offense. Jason Sanders has to be near perfect if we want to win. So Jason Sanders can't miss little ones here or there like he did last week.
You're hella disrespectful. But
did you say a little one? Wasn't that a 50-yard field goal?
It was a 46-yard field goal. It was 46.
Was it 46 or 48?
It was something like that. But it matters, right? When the team
if you're talking about Daniel Carlson missing a 35-yarder last year against the Dolphins and an extra point this year, then sure. You're talking about 48-yarder, Mike. That's not a little one. Just because Justin Tucker hits a shot that shouldn't have been made.
Sanders,
I've never seen a player get
in an indoor stadium
in Madden and just goes from like an 88 to 90.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
It was for like a week, but it's just stupid. You know,
and you actually I'm gonna give you some shit. You hated on it when we first talked about it. I remember because you're like, oh, but it doinked. They hit the what did it hit the?
It's because it did hit. Right, it was like if anyone knows the beautiful game. It's like the hand of God goal, but for field goals. That's what I am taking that as. And it was good. I just dislike it because everyone's calling him the greatest of all time when we know that Adam
Was I
Vinatieri
not
is
just
the
shitting
greatest
on the
of all time.
defense like 10 minutes ago? Did they miss that, or am I tripping?
You've been shitting on the defense, but you and I both know that the defense hasn't been helped at all the entire season.
They haven't been helped, but
They play 35 minutes a game, one.
You know what though? That's on them too, though. And if we go to
they
week
play that
one,
bend don't break style.
If you go to week one, that's exactly what happened with Mac Jones.
Mhm.
Mac Jones hasn't looked that good since, and we'll just keep it a buck. So and they ran it down our throats with or without.
Wait, you just said that
Raekwon.
Mac Jones didn't look good.
Yeah,
I said after that.
right.
No, I know.
I'm just saying. But
It's just
Raekwon was
shocking.
in.
The only
Raekwon
time he
was out,
looked good
what,
was against
early?
the Dolphins defense, where they gave
Yeah,
up
but
11 and
Raekwon, to
16
me,
third
Raekwon's
down.
not the whole issue here.
So the third down issue has
Yeah.
been there since week one, and we're about to go into week 4. Bro, I'm sorry. 4 games of issues like that, to me, that's a pattern. That's a habit. Like that's an
Mhm.
issue where down the line
this
we're
is-
going to
but this is
continue
where-
to see this, and this is who the team is.
But this is where I'm going to fight you on it, right?
Sam Ellinger, I
Week
think.
He's
2
out.
against.
He's inactive.
Oh,
So
Brett
then Jacob
Hundley.
Eason is
No,
inactive.
Brett
Eason
Hundley.
is inactive. Oh,
Brett
Hundley is
Hundley.
inactive. Yes.
So here's the thing, though, Juan. Here's where I'm gonna fight you. Week 2 against the Bills, you and I can both say that they did a good job against Josh Allen, which is very difficult to do. It's a really potent offense, and I'm not gonna blame the defense when the offense literally got nothing going all day.
Do you want
Right?
me to respond to that?
Brett
Yeah.
Hundley. Brett Hundley's the backup quarterback right now.
You know what? You know what it is to me, Michael? I was pitched this team as like finished. It's not. I knew it wasn't. I knew the defense was at least the closest thing to finished.
Right, but then Justin
And-
Coleman was a dumpster fire.
That's fair. That's fair. But this team chose to put him on there.
Fire.
True.
So
Turn into a country boy.
my thing is like, if we're that elite at defense like I expected us to be, the small minute details should be addressed and should be handled. Third
Sure, but
down.
then you also had-
Dude,
but then
bottom
you-
line is they got to walk this Colts team. All right, like defensively, they have to. Like, let's be real. I know
honestly,
it's whether it's a
I would
must-win
take-
game or
I would
not.
take
Like,
any type of win. You give me a
They-
3-point.
you
like,
can't
swing by
let
Sanders, like, I'll
Carson
take it.
Wentz. If Carson Wentz looks like MVP Carson Wentz before his injury in Philadelphia today, there is a bigger issue than
To me,
anything.
and this is
else.
where I'm starting to switch, right? Because my expectations have gone so low. If Carson Wentz looks like an MVP and we still win by 1 point, I'm just going to be happy about it because I don't think that's something that they can do if anyone on the Colts has that kind of performance.
That's a complete flip flop from week 1 for you, Michael.
Exactly, because that's how far we've come.
No, I'm with it. Like I think
Duh.
like but listen, bro, like I've been like that the whole time though, bro. I don't give a damn how you win the game. Just win it. Like look, we can sit up here and hypothesize about what's going on with the defense all we want, but if they're going to be on the field the whole time, then I mean, you're going to expect
The
some
offense,
things to kind of be
throw
skewed.
the damn ball.
Throw the damn ball, bro.
Right.
You have to help them. Like if the
Is
offense
this the week
helps
where
the
we throw
defense-
downfield though? Because that's what somebody asked this way earlier. Are we
Someone
finally
asked a
gonna do it?
question. I
How
was
many
gonna
times?
wait. I was gonna wait and do a question little session after we got to our key player.
Yeah.
So, Michael, you motherfucker,
Go
and
man,
you camera freeze.
Can I
Go, man,
talk?
Anyways.
That's right.
go man
So-
outside.
Really quickly, then let's because I want to do like a questions
minute,
from the chat, like for a good remainder of the game. Bayern Munich just scored. Who is your key player for today? A player that you need to see have a breakout game. And Mike, since you mentioned throwing the ball downfield, I'll let you go first because I assume it is one of our wide receivers.
No, it's
Or
Jacoby.
Michael, sorry. Michael,
It's
sorry.
the quarterback. Yeah,
It's Jacoby. For me,
Yeah.
it's, for me, it's
I'm
Jacoby.
just saying, and getting
No,
one
no,
of
no,
them.
no, I-
The issue
understand, but for
hasn't
me-
been the people catching him. It's
Yeah, for me, it's Jacoby.
Well,
for this reason. But no, hold on. I'll tell you.
some
Hold
of
on.
them have not
Hold on.
caught them.
like
Yeah,
Like
that was-
who?
Albert Wilson.
Devontae Parker, Albert
Devontae Parker's
Wilson.
touchdown was a bit of
Will
a
Fuller.
topsy.
Y'all some.
But time out.
Y'all weak.
Relax.
Y'all weak.
Relax,
Not a single
relax.
one of y'all use Jalen Waddle, and he has 2
Time
third
out,
down drops.
Because that's not.
Y'all
because,
weak.
time out.
Nah.
But I'm not
He
talking
had
about
12 he had
Gordon.
12 catches,
three,
one.
Nah.
Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
12
Hold on a
catches,
second.
Juan.
Because when Jalen dropped it, that was with Tua, and I burned him for that in week 1. I did. You were there with me. You're just ready to give up on a 6th overall pick after 3 weeks, bro. That's not
No,
me.
but he ain't lying though, Mike. Jalen Waddle had dropped some shit now, so I think we should be
Right,
fair.
but
We don't name all these other people.
everybody has. Everybody.
But
on the team
Devontae,
has.
to Devontae's credit. He's only dropped the one. It was a touchdown.
I think he dropped one in
He
week 1,
dropped one right before Jalen Waddle dropped the third down catch in week 1.
Whatever. Jalen Waddle was wide open. He should have caught that shit. But
so was Parker.
That's fair. But I'm just saying, like,
I don't know about that.
Devontae
is never wide open.
Look, here's
He's
why I'm
slow.
putting it. But here's why I'm putting it on the quarterback and not the wide receivers, because Jacoby has not been very accurate so far.
Look,
He's never been
I'm
accurate.
just asking the question. So
I know.
who
So to me, the
is
key player is Jacoby. But you jumped on me about
Okay.
Jacoby.
No, Kai was trying to funnel that to a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
was.
And I'm not calling out a wide receiver.
I was
because
trying to
think
get
it's
wide
on-
receiver talk. I'm not trying to call a wide receiver. I'm
I
just
think
trying
it's
to
on
get wide
Jacoby.
receiver
We're calling out
talk.
Jacoby.
It's on Jacoby to hit people in
Bro,
the
everyone
downfield
knows it's on
side.
Jacoby. Jacoby
and also to
Brissett
make the
literally
right
couldn't hit
decisions.
Royal if Royal was standing right in front of him.
He would hit the heat sign.
I'm
behind
also
him.
5'7", Kai. He's throwing to everybody.
It doesn't matter. Jakeem Grant's like 5 foot and he can hit Jakeem Grant.
Jalen was like 5'9" and threw him like he was 6'4".
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, that Andrew Luck pass. My
I
goodness.
showed y'all. I mean,
Yeah,
I put
that
it on Twitter. Listen, he's 6'4" and he threw it to him like he was 6'9". This is just who he
Again,
is.
the safety play again. Maybe if that hits, not
You
3
give him
rows
a
up in the
chance. You
first
give him a
row, like
chance.
you give him a chance to get out of there. So that's why for me it's on him. I think the wide receivers are going to be in whatever position they are put in by the quarterback and the offensive coordinators. Because if the offensive coordinators tell them catch everything 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, it's on them to do everything. Even then, they have to get in a good spot. For me, it's Jacoby, man. Jacoby's got to do something. Because he came in and he had some big talk when he had to play that first game. He's like, I prepare like I'm a starter. I get ready for this and that. I'm not a backup, blah, blah, blah. Boy, you looking like trash. But he looks like trash, like hot garbage.
Well, he did look like that in camp too. But I mean,
I understand that.
We know, we saw.
So then don't look like hot garbage. That's all I'm asking. Look like competent garbage at the very least.
Yeah, I think that's why the game plan was the way it was against the Raiders. I feel like people sometimes don't think about it in that sense. Like maybe the coaches know what they have and know what they can't, throw out there and put out there.
He had the one nice deep pass to Will Fuller for sure. That was a great spot for it, but I don't trust that man to throw more than 20 yards.
Yeah, broken clock is right twice a day. But it's just for me. I think I'm gonna go to the other side of the ball though, because seeing Quentin Nelson out, Braden Smith out, I saw Jalen Phillips has been close. Agba has been close. If they have a multi-sack game between the two of them, I think we have a chance to win. I feel like if Jonathan Taylor just goes,
we need to have an intro just for when Welch comes in to flame Royal.
I was about to say the same thing, dude. Oh man.
I'm not even gonna
anyway, so Jared Jack, who's your key player?
Oh, God, I never expected this from you. I wasn't even going to address that whore today. But Welch, thank you for coming back, whore. Yeah, I'm gonna give you what you want, bro. I'm putting some of this on these wide receivers. I don't want to just name one player. My group is going to be the wide receiver group. Get open. Like I want to see Will Fuller do what he came here to do. I want to see Jalen Waddle do what he's paid to do. Yeah, I want to see these guys do what they're paid to do. Devontae win one-on-ones for Jacoby, like you guys are alluding to. We all know what we have in Jacoby Brissett playing quarterback. It's up to some of these wide receivers.
No, the answer is no.
Yeah, no. Reese and that's not getting in the game at all, Cap. But yeah, like these wide receivers, I want to see them win to give Jacoby some easier throws to make. I don't know how open they have to be to make throws easy for Jacoby Brissett, but I would assume that that's wide open.
That's why they were standing 2 feet behind the line of scrimmage, bro. Ain't nobody back there.
But these receivers are capable. Right, but these receivers are capable of getting open downfield and, making some space for themselves and giving him windows to throw in. So I'm going to put it on the entire wide receiver group. That's who I want to see most step up in this game. Obviously, I hope fuck whoever changed my name. But I can't.
That was not me.
What is
that? That was Mike. That was not me.
What is that?
I have absolutely no producer powers.
So
that was definitely
you know who you're looking at.
I think you did that to yourself. I think you did that to yourself, bro.
The boy Welch has infiltrated the 5 Reading Sports thing. God damn it. Okay, I'm done talking now.
He said, "I am Jared Jack."
Can I say another group or another person? I
Yes,
think
yes, of course.
No,
of course.
absolutely not, Michael.
Okay, bye. Listen. Somebody in the linebacking unit has to make.
Shut the fuck up.
Never mind.
No, bro. Talk
No,
about
go.
I want to see Jerome Baker make a play. Like Jerome Baker's had it
shit.
rough. They put Jerome Baker on every running back to cover all the time because he's the only linebacker that can move faster than Royal, right? Because the rest of them are
Hey,
I'm faster than you, bro.
Landon
You can
No,
say
you're
that.
not right now. Not right now.
You
Not right now.
sleek, Michael.
Landon
now.
briskfully
Listen,
ran. Okay.
first of
Michael,
all,
I have a
Landon-
genetic advantage.
Landon
Bro.
ran like he knew he was gonna pull a hamstring and was like trying his best
Listen,
not to pull it.
Landon was doing this thing where he was swinging his arms so hard he was hoping
And
they would
Landon
pull
was
him
running
forward.
like Greg Jennings in Madden when he had a broken leg.
Mhm.
Like that,
Yep.
like
Gotta
Like-
do
Yo,
this
he
shit.
carried the whole team on his back.
Gotta put the
But
team
like-
on my back, though.
Name one
Got my team on my
linebacker that
back.
can do anything in coverage. Like Jerome Baker's it.
Duke Riley maybe a little bit, but
Yeah,
he got
but Duke
picked
Riley, I
on
feel
in-
like he's gonna
he-
get
yeah, he
toasted. He got
yeah,
toasted
got
in
picked
preseason
on
game
in
3.
training camp, but that's supposed to be his
Yeah.
calling card. I mean, that's about
That's what
it.
I'm saying. Like, I understand that Jerome has to cover all the running backs at all times, but I want to see Jerome.
But
do a little
why?
something.
Why does he have to? I mean, we have Javon Holland, we have
Right, that's what I'm
McCourty,
saying. Like, I
we
want
have,
them. I want them to free it
Nick.
up for him to do something else. I want them to free it up for him to get after the quarterback because we all know that Jerome Baker is a fantastic.
Tell me he
blitzer.
wasn't running like that. Tell me he wasn't running like that.
No. The arms aren't swinging as much.
Landon was running like
Nah, dude,
100%
Landon-
Michael. His
Oh,
arms
nah,
weren't
dog.
swinging, but his legs,
Bro.
he was visibly trying not to pull a hamstring. I don't care
Landon
what
was
anybody
running
tells
like
me.
the Flash in Justice League. Okay, his arms were like he was like out here. He was like coming around. Okay, he was doing this whole thing. All right, like no.
Darren Sharper, one of the hard hitting safeties in the league.
The greatest, one of the greatest videos ever, bro.
And Welch, by the way, it is an iPhone 13 Pro Max with 1 terabyte. So go ahead, get your life together, baby. My bad.
Mm-hmm. What you got,
Oh my
host?
gosh. So we're gonna take questions from the chat. We have to. There's a lot that I've been getting to, so I'll start to pop some up. If you guys see anything, you can let me bring that up. There was one about the defense that.
okay. I was gonna say,
What were you gonna say?
pull Javier's up about
Recent?
yeah.
How recent? I apologize.
Oh, it's really recent. It's like 1, 2, 3, like the 7th comment, I think.
1, 2, 3, 7th comment, bro. What?
I just skipped. I counted to 2 and then I just
Look at Mike trying to be fancy, bro. He typed in all chat, so it popped up for 2, Mike. Look at you, stupid,
I think we
bro.
have to answer that.
It'll give me some time to look.
I mean, we just honestly we worked on a lot of connections.
Right.
Ethan Skolnick is a very plugged in man.
Yeah.
You know,
And he's
so-
like, yo, let me get you
so
Jared Jack.
We got Jared Jack, and he's been a pleasure. He's been a blast to have. You know,
The fact that y'all have let this man come in here and get y'all to start calling me Jared Jack is a travesty.
If
okay?
you think that I like you more than
just
Welch,
posted it
Royal,
again,
you
Javier.
are so far off, bro.
Oh,
If
very
you
cool.
think I give a good goddamn what you like, Michael Christian, you have lost all of your marbles. Don't care.
All right, I feel like this is directed right at you, Juan.
Yeah, I think he gets 2 sacks today. I think he finally breaks through. I saw it
With
last year with
Dos?
I saw it last year with
Porque no los
Virginia.
dos.
I saw it last year with him. Like the first 4 games, he had like a
Me?
sack and a half, and then the last 6 he had like 6.5 or like backwards or something like that. So he took a while to get going. But that Raiders game was probably the best game I've seen of him so far, and he was really close a couple times. I feel like he puts it together this week with potentially USFL backup left tackle and right
Wait,
tackle.
don't they have Eric
NFL.
Fisher?
So I was gonna
Is
say,
he
so this
healthy?
is what we're currently.
Eric
this is what
Fisher's
they're currently
healthy.
working with. I already had it up, so I'm glad. Right now it is Eric
Yeah.
Fisher, Chris Reed, Ryan Kelly, Mark Glowinski,
They have
and Matt
X-
Pryor.
Wait, Matt
Dolphins.
Pryor isn't that the guy that played quarterback for the Ohio State?
No, that is-
That's Terrell Pryor. You
Yes.
racist, Michael.
Jesus.
How?
They also have,
Explain me how?
This dude.
Ju- I mean, you want to skip over Chris Reed too? I mean, we got storylines here, bro. Listen, this prediction's not gonna be fun for me. I'm very conflicted right now. There's
Here's
a
the
lot.
thing, though. Here's the real question, though. Who would you rather have? The Colts' current offensive line or the Dolphins' current offensive line?
Holy fuck.
Right now,
Yeah,
I'm
because
taking the
y'all are
Dolphins.
picking real bad on them. But let's not act like
I'd
a couple of places of strength.
I'd rather have the Colts' current offensive line because at least they're going to get Quentin Nelson.
Well, the Colts
back
do
this
have
week.
a very good center.
At least
so.
they have Eric Fisher.
Well, I think he's talking about
No,
right
they're gonna
now.
have-
Right now.
They're going to have Quentin Nelson back.
I'm talking about
sometime.
today. Yeah, today's
Oh,
line
today's
is
line.
dragging out there.
Oh shit, no, I don't know.
I don't take the Colts today.
Why am I struggling
One
so
sprain's
much
going
to
back
answer?
to two
But
sprains.
Why am I
thing, right?
struggling so hard to
Everybody
answer
was
this?
real quick to be like, "Ooh, they lost Quentin Nelson. Let's pick on them. Let's pick on them." I'm like, guys, let's
No,
not
but it's
forget.
Quentin Nelson and Braden Smith. Let's be real
Yeah,
here.
but
And they
Eric Fisher
just
was
broke Braden's
injured too,
off.
so he
We
was.
got 2
he
votes
was
for Colts.
questionable. So
Yeah, but Eric Fisher would be the best offensive lineman on the Dolphins by far.
and their
Mhm.
center too, easily.
Mhm.
Ryan
Yeah.
Kelly is very good.
Yeah.
So another question. This came in very, very early. We hadn't brought it up, and there's some that have disappeared just because for whatever reason, some got taken off. I apologize, but this is one that came in extremely early to the show. It was at like 11:30 something. Just pretty much realistic finishing record for the Dolphins as we stand right now. I know we already did our predictions. I think me and Michael are still on the 11-6 train. Juan, of course, is at 9. I don't know if you're off of that, Mike.
That face tells me he's off of that. I think he's
Okay, Mike is off of it.
I think he's 7.
I know Juan is 9-8, probably more so 8-9. That's what Juan's doing with. But what are your
stuck on
feelings?
9-8.
Okay,
9-8 is what I've
it was
seen from training camp.
by
and-
performance thus far. Did give a shout out to the Heat. So
Oh,
Yeah, once
there you go as
Depot.
well.
I love Depot.
the
You mean
position.
the birth control?
anyways, do we have any other thoughts on our record that the
Uh,
Dolphins will finish with?
I feel
Yeah,
stronger and stronger every day about my prediction.
Yeah,
And
I
it
think
sucks.
I think what is it? 10-7.
I think
is-
you
Yeah,
said
I'll-
7-7. Royal.
Yeah, I was 11-6 earlier this year at the beginning, I think, and then now I'm 10-7. I wasn't expecting the Raiders loss, but I still believe that they can get to 10-7 this year. So I'm gonna stay there.
So I'm gonna assume they win.
Tua Tagovailoa,
today.
by the way, coming back on October 17th,
Jacksonville.
according to Adam Schefter.
Jacksonville.
But that's what we knew, right? Like it was never officially
Yeah,
announced.
we
but
didn't-
He
No.
could have came back versus the Bucks, but we know
Yeah.
he don't want that.
no, because
Yeah,
he has to sit out 3 games.
wouldn't
He
have.
has to sit out a minimum of 3 games if you go on IR.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think it's games. I think it's weeks, though. I don't know if it's necessarily games.
Even then, he went out the Thursday after a game.
No, he was placed on IR on like Tuesday.
Mm.
We'd have to go back. I
Yeah.
thought we always talked about him coming back versus Jacksonville. Interesting enough.
That's what
listen,
we said we wanted.
I said he was coming back to 1-4.
If the Dolphins win today, I'm at 10-7. If they don't,
Ooh.
I've joined the dark side. I'm
Ooh.
and I'm at 9-8.
We
But,
live.
but that
I'm
makes
converting
sense.
you
because-
right.
I hope so.
I feel like I'm literally just like cultivating. Well, fuck it. I'm cultivating a cult. We out here. We live.
We
Shit.
have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
I
That's
did
what
say
Michael
I
B
did have the
did.
caveat though. If they won today, I'm at 10-7.
I
So.
completely ignored that though. That wasn't what I wanted to hear. I heard
That's
what I
it
heard.
material.
Yeah.
That's what I do all the time whenever I'm on anything heat with Royal. I'm like, shut up. I'm not listening
Anyways.
to you until you agree with me.
Coming into
Right.
it, this next comment that was there at the top, just if we want to get our thoughts, and I know it's not about today's
Oh,
game.
okay. You okay?
But
All right.
Oh yeah, we talked about him Thursday. Juan, you missed it.
Oh damn! Fuck! I missed a lot.
we
Yeah.
did.
So I'm gonna say that the only person I think has a big enough dick to swing this right now is Russ, and that's just me being honest. Like nobody else has the power to say, I'm still interested. Imagine Chris Greer, Brian Flores saying, "I'm still interested in Deshaun Watson right now." Like, no, bro. Like, it's definitely Ross kind of looking at them and saying, "Hey, what's Deshaun? Is that work? Like, how does that work?" Like, he's the one continuing to ask, and you're starting to see it kind of slip through the cracks where it is him. People know it's him. He's upset that people think it's him, and I think the Dolphins specifically tried to say. they answered one of the rumors about Ross wanting him by saying,
Yes, they did.
Stephen Ross has no control over operations. Oh, I got a little. Hold on.
From there, we also go to another one. I guess just in general, what do we do to win the game?
We don't look like booty.
I think
At
it's
the
pretty
start.
simple, right? Like I think it's you don't let them run the football on you, and you make Carson Wentz Mr. One Sprain throw into your elite defensive
You get
secondary.
I think
Turn the
if the
ball over
Dolphins
like
can
you
get a
like.
lead, if the Dolphins can get a lead early, right? If they can get a lead early, that puts the defense in a position to play the best way they can, which is against the pass, right? And it puts the offense in a position where they can do a little bit of everything and not just be forced to pass. Now, we know that they don't run the ball well, but I think they've got to try to get something going at some point. And if you're ever going to do it, it's probably this week against the Colts. So I think their priority needs to be get that lead early, and you'll put yourself in the best position to win because of the way everything on this team runs.
Please remove the question so that people can see my name. Throw the damn ball, bro. Like that is what that's also a great answer, Kane. But throw the ball, bro. That is what I feel like they should do. I feel like the more opportunities, not necessarily the 50 attempts thing. I just think the way that they go about game planning, if you use the pass to set up the run, then I believe that you will be more successful. I think that the Dolphins need to throw the ball, bro. Like they can't be afraid because they don't have Tua. They can't try and coach around Jacoby Brissett anymore, bro. Like they have
Or
to,
that offensive line.
Yeah, you can't coach around it anymore.
No.
You have to open up your playbook, even if a little bit, just to see what you can do, just to see what can work. And the Colts are a perfect practice team to do it against because they're going to give you more margin for error. So if you want to win this game, go out there and try and be the best version of yourselves by throwing the F-wording football.
Well, and I think Chris Coffin probably said it best, right? Like the offensive line is going to have its moments where it looks bad and you get a sack or you get a negative play. But if you don't trust the offensive line and try to get some of those big plays, you're never going to get anywhere, right? So you win some, you lose some, and I'd rather have them risk it and try to get a couple 20, 30-yard completions and give up a sack once every third or fourth drive as opposed to throwing everything behind the line.
I just I don't even know the question, but
Pots and pans going on right now, Juan.
Yeah, my daughter's going crazy. I just don't know how many games we have to see with
never
Flores.
Welch. They're stubborn as F.
Never. Yeah, no. He's about to be 30. He's out. Like we're ageist. I don't know how many games we have to see of Flores where he just does it his defensive safe way of not doing anything until it's past the point of no return. We've seen it against the Raiders twice. We've seen it against Buffalo. We've seen it against basically everybody where it's just not in his nature to say, okay, we're going to go into this game and be aggressive offensively. Mm-hmm. Like I haven't personally seen it outside of maybe the Arizona game. And even then, like they were down like 6 coaches. So I don't know. I don't think I could expect it anymore. That's hilarious.
I want to kind of combat somebody, Zachary. He said they had 125 last week. They need to run it down the gullet. Listen, bro, I would love to if this team could run the ball effectively enough to be able to control the pace of the game, but they cannot, bro. I'm not just saying throw it for the sake of throwing it. I'm saying it throw it for the sake of your offense. Your offense is built to do one thing, and you are doing something completely different right now. And that is no way to win games. Yep. You cannot. Like I said, you can't continue to coach around Jacoby Brissett, bro. You just have to run your offense so that the players who are going to be playing it when Tua gets back have some level of comfort in doing it. If you're just running the damn ball 40 times just so that they won't make a mistake, then you're bound to get in games where you're going to have the same result that you had last week.
Well, and let's also watch out because then if this is the game where Jacoby goes out and throws 3 interceptions and we lose, like.
If it's the game that you go out there and you give the ball to Gaskin 35 times and he gets you 48 yards.
Here's the thing,
35 times, you need a body bag for him after the game.
Here's the thing though, too. If they do the run game today and the run game works and they win the game, what really worries me is that then the rest of the season are going to be like, oh, but we made it work against the Colts, remember?
No.
Put it back. He's changing it.
What? The hell? I have a funny feeling like we're undervaluing the Forrest Forrest Buckner. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That
I
boy
think he's gonna
6'7" out there.
He's a
Yeah,
dog. That man
and
is.
you're gonna see him kind of show out against Greg Monks. I don't know how to say his name.
Manksa.
And we'll see, man. It's
Monks.
concerning.
All right. Well, hey, listen. Tuesday's show should be a lot of fun if this comes through as an L.
So, as we say that, yeah, that
Well,
will happen.
I know it's a little random. Jake Glazer just dropped a bomb and said the Eagles are no longer interested in Deshaun Watson.
Damn it, Philadelphia. Why is
So-
Philadelphia such a... I hate
And
Philadelphia.
we can be honest.
It's
Carolina
because they know. It's
you
probably
know,
because they know that their package got beat.
facts, and then Carolina just they found their franchise quarterback.
Oh, no.
So
you stupid.
I just
Where did Jay say this? Sorry, just
I think Fox.
oh, then I can't bring it up. Never mind. But
Yeah, Fox Sports NFL just posted it.
Oh.
Jake Glazer.
Dove Kleiman, the man who doesn't do anything original on his Twitter, he posted it, so we can use that.
Yeah.
What? I was just telling the truth.
No.
It's it.
So-
We're the only ones on the table, just like versus Arizona.
you know
It
what?
makes no sense for the Eagles
Oh my
to
gosh.
currently trade for Deshaun Watson. To be
It
perfectly
makes
blunt.
all the sense
I
Philadelphia do it.
just saw what's his face. I'm not even talking about the Eagles before Manny comes in here. We're just gonna move on, and I don't know where we're going. What was I moving on to?
Depression.
He also reported that
Nice.
Rob Gronkowski has a punctured lung, a broken rib, and 4 cracked ribs.
Bro, why Tyrod Taylor's doctors keep following people around? What the hell's happening?
Well, no, I think.
Oh, he really got laid out.
Yeah, he got hit
Damn.
hard. He got hit hard.
Who's
Who,
52? Is that Alec Ogletree? No, he's not on the Rams anymore, right?
Are we gonna do game
No.
predictions?
I think.
Yes, we are. Terrell Lewis. Okay, Mike, you first.
I'm gonna
Are
say
we?
that.
Are we? Do we still have the same? Let me prepare myself here. Do we still have the same predictions for this game that we did when we first inputted them on Thursday,
I
Wednesday?
don't, because I told you.
I know you changed.
I don't think
One-
I ever put one. Did I?
No, you did not.
Yeah, I was kind of Colts the whole way, and then the injuries kind of teetered me to Dolphins, and my PTSD is kind of putting me back into.
Look
to
at
the
Juan
Colts
in
side.
Greece.
We'll see what you do, and then okay. So Mike,
Is that Greece?
I know you changed. What are your predictions?
Dolphins win 17-16, same as week 1.
Damn. Okay.
Let me go next because I got to bounce after this.
right.
I have the Colts losing 23-20. So the Dolphins will win.
Why would you say it like that?
Didn't know where it was gonna go, that sentence. I really was just kind of guessing.
You just
and
came up with a prediction on the spot.
legitimately.
All right, Juan.
Peace, guys.
Royal.
First time of the season that I will say this, probably the last time too, but I think the Dolphins finna blow that shit out. I'm predicting the Dolphins to win.
Nani?
I'm predicting the Dolphins to win 28-7.
All right.
Wow, my man's playing the Squid Game over here.
I was gonna go with I picked the Dolphins originally, and I'm still gonna stick with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins will end up winning 24-14. I think I've already predicted that once this season, but I'm gonna do it again. And also, just look at these mother
Dang, that's like you if
jerseys.
your hair was highlighted and
Those
you were in
jerseys are
football
flames.
wide receiver shape.
Yeah.
I don't have the headphones yet, so I can't do it yet. I don't have the headphones yet, but
But yeah, those jerseys
just-
are flames, bro.
I got the aqua one.
well,
I
that
like the
works.
white one. I just don't trust white jerseys because then, man, you get one thing on them, they get dirty.
The boy killed the time about saying Woo Shiesty. For sure. He did not have to take my boy marbles like that and
Mm-mm.
put rocks in that bag, bro.
Dude, Sangwoo sucks.
Bro, but that boy Ali was dumb as fuck.
All right.
Dude, Matt Collins, man. Another thing, sorry, just Matt Collins. Dude's what a guy. What a guy.
What a guy. Can't wait for you to score us a touchdown, bro. Come on.
He probably will. All right, so there we have it. Miami Dolphins I think it's a clean sweep that the Dolphins are winning, right? All of us picked the Dolphins here.
Mm-hmm. So that means
For
it's
the
not
first
happening.
for the first time this season, we have a clean sweep, as we all predict the Miami Dolphins will end up beating the Indianapolis Colts. I understand everyone. It's just we're they need to be permanent. We'll see what happens
do.
though.
Oh, facts, Zachary. I would have got that boy up out of there too.
We want to thank you guys so much for tuning into Yard Prep. Of course, you can tune into Yard Prep every single week here on the Extra Yard YouTube channel and the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube channel, as well as Halftime Spaces that we usually do on Twitter. And then, of course, the Final Yard that is also here on 5 Reasons Sports. All of it except for the Halftime Spaces, sponsored by ThriveFantasy. Again, you can use that link down below in the description to get a first match up to $100 back for you on your first deposit. And you can get that in an instant match and go play fantasy a new style of way instead of, again, relying on players that will get injured inevitably and ruin your life and make you make 7 trades in like 3 days. Any final words?
I think, is this the fins up symbol? Do people just put their hand up to their? Is that?
I believe, yeah.
That's weird, right?
That looks like Baby Shark. Do.
Right, but this also feels like, I don't know. This feels like some regime in the future is going to use it as like a bad salute. You know what I mean?
Hell,
You know, but you know what I'm talking about? That's what this
Don't
kind of
say
makes
that.
you feel. So I'm like,
Don't say that.
that's why I stopped
Don't
short.
wrong.
Guy. I'm about to say Hail Hydra, bro. That's what.
Long touchdown.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Heil, but
Will Fuller 40+ yard touchdown today.
all right. Royal, final words.
Byron Jones gets a pick.
And I'm going to say my final word is Byron Jones and Xavier Howard get a pick. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Extra, or excuse me, not the Extra Yard, 2 Yard Prep. We will see you guys again next week. Tune into Halftime Spaces. I believe we're still doing it. If not, we will tweet about that. Also tune in to the Final Yard. For myself, Michael, Royal, Juan, goodbye.
Touchdown,